I'm sitting almost like in a yoga studio. Yoga has always played an important role for human beings, and I want to right away bring in my guest today, who, even before we had formal International Day of Yoga being of nations, was active, and we also remember his Guruji, who in his 90s or probably 100 plus uh, kept on teaching yoga. So, where we are in terms of yoga and how New York State Assembly is marking International Day of Yoga in 2025, we'll talk about that also. So, let me have the pleasure of welcoming Guru Dileepji. Dileepji, namaste.
Namaste, namaste ji.
You are also the secretary to NGOs affiliated with United Nations. So, and I see you active at a lot of places. But let's leave the action part. Let's go to the stillness that is one way of trying to understand yoga. How you were drawn to yoga, it's a long story, but still let catch up with us. Journey from India with your Guruji, and then your so much involvement with United Nations.
Yeah, I am born in the Ponutara, that's the capital of Cochin Kingdom in Ernakulam district in Kerala. My parents used to practice yoga. My father was an alternative medical doctor and he was a homeopath. Mother is from a Ayurveda family. So they had a Kalaripayati yoga and all the treatments. So from my childhood, I grew up seeing them doing. Then I just followed them. That's how I started. But I didn't think I will take as a profession. In school days, I was the leader for my school for sports and games.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to lead my group. That's why I start showing all the poses to them. And then nobody knows yoga that time in my area.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly we build up our group. By in my college time, I was traveling around India, end up in Himalayas. And I thought I want to do more things. So my teaching style totally became international style. I go to different ashrams, living there, end up in Himalayas. Then came back to Kerala and going to different yoga schools, training yoga teachers. Then I came to New York in 1999, September.
Mm-hmm.
So I met Swami Buaji, who lived 123 years, and he was very active at the UN. So I met him after 25 years in New York, then reconnected. So he asked me, what is your plan? I said, I want to propagate yoga, that's my plan. So I had to survey. So I started teaching classes at the Shivananda Yoga Center, and then became a staff in a rock climbing center, so I can make some money. Then traveling to different countries, teaching programs. Then I met with Kofi Annan at the UN. Mm-hmm. So he asked me during our coffee time, what do you want to do? I said, I want to make a yoga day. There's a lot to do. Those days, people that is not popular in the diplomatic field. Then he said, okay, we'll plan it. So then we planned things and slowly inviting all the religious leaders, musicians, artists to our events. Then go to all the associations to make an agreement. In 2006, we made an official yoga festival at the Indian Consulate. That's the first one we did in an official place. So we had yoga festival a long time.
Okay, so let me stop you here. We'll come back from this point onwards, but let us talk about the yoga as such. How, when you started teaching, what people responding to the core essence of yoga. Moreover, you have seen that many people consider some asanas only as definition of yoga, and of course we hear that there is much more to yoga, etc. So how are you successfully making people take interest in yoga and the benefit that they had?
Like I'll say in 80s, people thought I have some mental problem. Because I supposed to be in different field, right? So after the college, I want to join in army or navy. I was very active in NCC. So everybody thought I'll be a military service person. But when I go for all the yoga programs, then my mom's friends used to tell my mother, don't leave him like this, he may leave the house. Scare her. But somehow I had the connection with the international community. So I bring them to my classes. Then the dimension changes. Then they understand I am very serious in the field. They start respecting. That's the way it happened. But a lot of time I had really hard time, even with religious groups or community or organizations, individuals insult or they put them down. But now it's totally different. That was a real hurdles I had. Yeah.
So still, let me ask you, when you mingle with people from different faiths and then you have many seminars happening, you yourself are also organizing multiple events. What what is it that people love or like about yoga?
Once they experience the class in a depth, they love it. So like last year, I was teaching a class in Yongers. That was our first Yongers yoga festival. And the Senator Shelley Mary was in my class, and she likes it, and she's very flexible too. Yeah. And this year she's the person putting the resolution in the Senate. And the Andrea Stewart came. She's a believer of Christian community, and she just stopped by to see what is going on. And we asked her to do symbol exercise, and she likes it. So we'll go with the symbol exercise, make sure they are comfortable. We never push people. So step by step, they can choose whatever they want, either exercise or breathing or meditation or relaxation. Even so, some people like only music, bhajans, kirtans like that. So we'll let them do. That's where we go.
ये अवसर याद दिलाता है कि अगर आप अब भी योग से दूर हैं तो अब योग से जुड़े। योग आपका जीवन जीने का तरीका बदल देगा। साथियों, 21 जून 2015 में योग दिवस की शुरुआत के बाद से ही इसका आकर्षण लगातार बढ़ रहा है। इस बार भी योग दिवस को लेकर दुनिया भर में लोगों का जोश और उत्साह नजर आ रहा है। अलग अलग संस्थान अपनी तैयारियां साझा कर रहे हैं। बीते वर्षों की तस्वीरों ने बहुत प्रेरित किया है। हमने देखा है अलग अलग देशों में किसी साल लोगों ने योग चेन बनाई, योग रिंग बनाई। ऐसी बहुत ही तस्वीरें हैं जहां एक साथ 4 जनरेशन मिलकर योग कर रही हैं। बहुत से लोगों ने अपने शहर की आइकॉनिक प्लेसेस को योग के लिए चुना। आप भी इस बार कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग तरीके से योग दिवस मनाने के बारे में सोच सकते हैं। साथियों, आंध्र प्रदेश की सरकार ने योग आंध्र अभियान शुरू किया है। इसका उद्देश्य पूरे राज्य में योग संस्कृति को विकसित करना है। इस अभियान के तहत योग करने वाले 10 लाख लोगों का एक पूल बनाया जा रहा है। मुझे इस वर्ष विशाखापत्तनम में योग दिवस कार्यक्रम में शामिल होने का अवसर मिलेगा। मुझे जानकर अच्छा लगा कि इस बार भी हमारे युवा साथी देश की विरासत से जुड़ी आइकॉनिक प्लेसेस पर योग करने वाले हैं। कई युवाओं ने नए रिकॉर्ड बनाने और योग चेन का हिस्सा बनने का संकल्प लिया है। हमारे कॉरपोरेट्स भी इसमें पीछे नहीं हैं। कुछ संस्थानों ने ऑफिस में ही योग अभ्यास के लिए अलग स्थान तय कर दिया है। कुछ स्टार्टअप्स ने अपने ऑफिस योग अवर्स तय कर दिए हैं। ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो गांवों में जाकर योग सिखाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं। हेल्थ और फिटनेस को लेकर लोगों की ये जागरूकता मुझे बहुत आनंद देती है। साथियों, योग दिवस के साथ साथ आयुर्वेद के क्षेत्र में भी कुछ ऐसा हुआ है जिसके बारे में जानकर आपको बहुत खुशी होगी। कल ही यानी 24 मई को डब्ल्यूएचओ के डायरेक्टर जनरल और मेरे मित्र तुलसी भाई की मौजूदगी में एक एमओयू साइन किया गया है। इस एग्रीमेंट के साथ ही इंटरनेशनल क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ हेल्थ इंटरवेंशंस के तहत एक डेडिकेटेड ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन मॉड्यूल पर काम शुरू हो गया है। इस पहल से आयुष को पूरी दुनिया में वैज्ञानिक तरीके से अधिक लोगों तक पहुंचाने में मदद मिलेगी।
So before we move forward in terms of the many events that are happening, and Manhattan becomes like a place which is central spot for yoga, and there are so many yoga studios also. But let us talk about your Guruji, and you also were gifted either the conch shell by him, and he was known to be able to successfully playing for 3 to 5 minutes
Yeah,
continuously.
continuous.
Yeah, yeah. So share something about what did you learn from him specifically, and how was he even at that age uh, in terms of his teaching?
Yeah, when I met him, he was like 110 plus. Those days he used to practice yoga very well, and he go to all the public events. And then one day I went to his class. So I didn't tell him I'm a yoga teacher or nothing. So he said, sit next to me. Just watch how I teach. You know. So he don't want me to do yoga. He want me to learn what his style is.
Mhm.
Then I became his caretaker. I was living with him. Then he told me wash the shell one day. So I washed and gave it to him. No, you blow. So I mean, you never ask people to touch the shell. So you're asking to blow the shell. No, you just blow it. So he made me blowing 3 times. He said, you continue my work
Mm.
at the UN wherever you go. So I kept that word. So in 2010 he passed away. So still his legacy is going on.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, how you feel the perception of people have changed after United Nations declared International Day of Yoga in terms of the larger community, like Indian Americans, they have their own deep or lukewarm interests, or some people from a distance appreciate yoga. Like me, I appreciate, I talk about it, but I'm not a regular practitioner. Let me be honest on honest on that. So tell me the general feel about yoga in terms of applying it to their day-to-day life.
And that was a good move, government of India, especially Modi ji. I'll always thank him because I approached to other government or other leaders. He's the person. Yes, the first meeting he said to our group, and 2014 he came to the UN. He talked about yoga, and by 2015 everything ready. So that is a commitment where a leader can do for the country. Now it became a global, you know. So easy for us to approach to anybody to say we are moving a resolution for Yoga Day.
Mm.
We already mentioned this declared by the UN,
Mm.
so they cannot oppose. Yeah. You see, even in the Senate, we have 63 elected senators. We had 41 elected senators from the Democratic Party and 22 from the Republican. They all became part of this resolution as a sponsor and co-sponsors. This is 100% support. Seems like we are ready for a bill next year. Yeah.
Mm. So that experience of being at the New York State Assembly when the declaration about Yoga Day happened, uh, how that made you feel? I mean, it's quite an honor to be opening such a session, sharing some Sanskrit couplets, translating them, and how do you stay grounded and open to mingle with so many people with different mindset?
Because it took so many years to interact with these elected officials because they have their own belief. And so many states, they always reject request for a prayer, then I know this is going to happen. So 2 times our assembly members tried, they didn't work out, and somehow governor put me in the interfaith council for the state. So that gave me extra boost. You know. Then I talked. I already met all the leaders, and I explained to the speaker what I'm going to do in the prayer. And she said 3 minutes allowed. I said it may take a couple more seconds. She said, okay, you do it. And she was happy. So that made an opening for other leaders, religious leaders, to come and do it. And not only Hindus, any other religions too.
Right.
So,
You started with Gayatri Mantra. You also had
yeah.
Mahamrityunjay Mantra.
Okay.
You shared.
Selected prayers from Swami Shivananda. It's more neutral, more Vedic. I focus on that one.
So now you keep going back to India and visiting some ashrams, and how is your role, if I say that the promoter of yoga 24/7, is it tiring sometimes because everyone is not in sync with your spirit, and does it require some extra effort, or it has become effortless for you by now?
The last 25 years in New York and the US made me good experience to absorb it. People may make funny comments or insult. I just take it easy way. So I am here to serve. That's the thing I learned it. Serve, serve, serve. So once you have that mentality, everything will fall in order. So like when we made the resolution, we put Swami Vivekananda's name in it because he's the first person brought to West and taught people what is Indian culture or Bhagavad Gita, And we put another person's name, that is Indira Devi. She's a Westerner from Argentina. And she made the first yoga school in America. So we gave the credit to an Indian who got the Indian philosophy. We gave the credit to a Western person who started the yoga school. So this is the way you have to do it. Those who do the work for the community, you have to acknowledge them. So we are doing that. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm doing whatever I do. I feel good.
Yeah, that is important, to feel good. And talking about feeling good and the role that United Nations is playing on many aspects, there are multiple questions that are raised. And the world that we have started imbibing in, especially in the current phase of time, so many wars, so many animosity, tensions, and even differences are very much on the surface right now, whether it's India, Pakistan, whether it is Russia, Ukraine, whether it is Israel and now Iran also, etc. So, do you see there is some ray of hope from the core message of yoga? Yoga means to unite, and here we are falling apart.
Yeah, I feel good because when I go to the UN, I meet so many diplomats from different ethnic groups. So after a few meetings, they feel comfortable to speak, and it's easy to talk philosophy with them, and they understand things. So this is the way we can do things. It won't be a very fast movement. It's a slow and friendly movement. That's going on pretty good compared to 25 years back. I had a really hard time with Christian community and Muslims. Now everybody's coming to our events. Even Muslim imams are singing bhajans. Rabbis are singing bhajans. Christian priests are singing bhajans. They feel comfortable because I think when we interact with them friendly, with love, they admire more. And we are not going to preach things. No, we want them to experience our culture.
So, Guru Dileepji, there are two things. One, even many musicians, after years of practice and performance, they discover some new thing in their music, and they realize that what they are feeling now it is even more deeper, or there's more intensity. And I see yoga also is some sort of an art in that sense of the term, where the way you realize you discover and a little bit of what I would say I also know a little bit, not practicing asanas, etc. But I think it helps you in connecting with yourself on that level where uh, the possibility that you will rediscover yourself increases.
Correct.
So, with that explanation, talk to me about your own journey when you started, let's say, 25 years ago here in America and now.
See, the beginning part was very hard because a lot of people like only yoga. Some people like only meditation, and they have only like this. So I always bring everything together. Any of my events, little yoga class, little meditation, little music, little dance, little philosophy. So they absorb very fast.
Mm.
And if you sit and study maybe 45 minutes, you can absorb. More than that, you get bored. Nothing goes to your head.
Mm.
We little bit. Yeah. I myself, I play drums, especially djembe drums or sometimes tabla, bongas like that. And I sing bhajans. I dance. So I enjoy it. So I allow people to do things with us.
Very
So
good.
basically, people want to be happy,
Absolutely.
enjoyable. Yeah.
So talking about enjoying and talking about the next generation, at the United Nations or most of the Indian American organizations, I don't see many youth participating actively. But I think there are many events focused on yoga where you do see participation of youth. Um, what is your observation? And is there anything extra that is being undertaken so that more youth can be uh,
Yeah. So
brought.
we already started yoga as a sports for schools and colleges. So this is fourth year we are putting yoga as a sports championship online. We have a big group in South America and India, a really big group. And 2028, I know I want to bring yoga as a sports as a demonstration at the Olympics
Wow.
that is happening in America. So that is working on. I talked to all the elected officials, government of India supporting. I talked to the consulate people, PMI. I'm just telling everybody.
Mm,
So
mm.
this will happen. I think if the children can be motivated in yoga, yogic culture, you know, then their world will be different.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So, as you mentioned, you sing on dance also, and I won't ask you to dance, but if we conclude with one or two lines of any Sanskrit couplet or bhajan, whatever comes to your mind.
This is the bhajan I am going to sing on Friday, even yoga, even at the church center. जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल जय राधा रमन हरि बोल.
Very good, very good. So, Radha Ramana Hari Bol, and on this International Day of Yoga in 2025, what would be your message to those who have never ventured into embracing yoga?
Yeah, yoga is a lifestyle. We should all should embrace yogic philosophy and practice, learn, practice, and propagate. That will be a blessing for our Indian culture. That's the only thing I want to request to everybody.
I would add that it will be a blessing for the humanity. And one definition that one of my yoga instructor, Mukul Kanitkar from Vivekanand Kendra, those days used to share in one line was to be able to smile in the adverse circumstances is योग और विपरीत परिस्थितियों में मुस्कुरा लेना ही योग है. So keep smiling, keep smiling, and that is also it empowers you to face whatever comes, I think. So on that
Right,
note, we have seen that in your life also, Guru Dileepji. So
right.
thank you very much for joining with lots
Thank
of
you, thank you,
tips
thank
for him as well as for all of you. This is Ashok Vyas.
you.